Welcome to Connecticut, the Constitution State. Good morning. Today we're going to take a look at the Mystic KOA, which is not actually in Mystic, Connecticut. It's in North Stonington. Come and join us. First thing I'm going to say about the Mystic KOA is that it is very much an RV resort. There are rows and rows and rows of camping sites. Oh look, there's a vintage cruiser. You know I like those. Well, that's a vintage Friendship. There's a few woodsy campground areas, but it's mostly laid out for RVs, all lined up like dominoes, fairly tight together, but adequate space. The trailer sites come with various setups. You could have 50 amp, you could have 30 amp, you could have 50 and 30 amp, you can have 50 and 30 amp with a patio, you can have just 20 amps, so on and so forth. They had a few open sites in the very back of the park, but I don't think they have the same sewage back here that they do up front. Yes, that's correct. They only have the water, the power, cable TV, and then gray water drop off. They have a basic fire pit and picnic tables. They have some deluxe camping cabins and some basic camping cabins too. They have a basic fire pit and picnic tables, except for some of the upper grade sites which actually have a patio, a stone fire pit, and patio furniture. Like Adirondack chairs and a little table and umbrella and stuff like that. It's really nice. They're the more expensive sites though. And they're up on the hill. So do their deluxe camping cabins. Have a patio, that is. There's an upper part to the campground and a lower part, not by extremes, but there is a bit of a slope, which makes water runoff a good thing. This place is vast. Further back you go into the campground, becomes more woodsy, and you have tent camping sites. This area has a single spigot, but then some of the sites have water and power as well. And there's some camping cabins back here as well. I will say that once you get back here into the tent camping area, the roads are dirt. There's no gravel, it's just dirt, leaves, and very rustic, very primitive type of camping. Well, maybe not so primitive. This one has a little awning over their table. Back behind the tent camping area, there's some wilderness walk back into your campsites where they just provide a table and fire pit. These are truly the very rustic and primitive sites. Plus it's kind of a nice wilderness path back here, a little nature path that you can walk. Very quiet, very calm, with the exception of the freeway that you can still hear. And then back beyond that area, in the very, very back of the campground, is what they call the safari area. And that's almost like boondocking, I'd say. There are some camping cabins back there, there's some power, maybe some water, but I don't think there's any sewage of any sort in that section. And they have two dump stations. That's a good thing for the size of this campground. This is a very, very large campground. Probably one of the largest ones I've been to. Bar Harbor was pretty close to this. I think this has probably got a few more campsites than Bar Harbor. The area is very picturesque, very New English, and beautiful. Dogs are welcome, but you have to clean up after your pet. There are a large number of dog cleanup stations all over the campground, which is a good thing. Once you do turn into the driveway, there's a very long country road that you follow in. Beautiful drive, past some stables, some ponds, and then you turn right and go on up into the campground area. They have two catch and release ponds, and they're near the entrance of the campground. And I assume that here the early worm catches the fish. And again, these are for fishing, not for swimming. Water levels were a little low because they were having a bit of a drought. I imagine during a normal season the water level would be much higher. When you approach the building, you'll notice two lanes. There's the express check-in lane to the right, and then there's the passing lane on the left. When you arrive, there's a check-in lane, and you just stop and go into the store. You must wear a face mask at this time. Once you go inside the store, there is a check-in area off to the right, and then the rest of the store is fairly well stocked. They have food supplies, firewood, other camping supplies. It's a very good store, as most of the time KOAs have. And they do sell ice. Store hours vary. Sunday to Thursday it's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then Friday and Saturday it's 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. They have a drop for key cards for the camping cabins too. They do pick up your trash between 9 and 11 a.m. at your campsite. I did not see a dumpster where we could dump it. You just have to wait for them to come by and pick it up. Quiet hours are from 10 p.m. to 8 p.m. There are two playgrounds here for the kids. There's a lot of kids in this campground. There's one up front by the registration house, and then there's one in the back of the campground as well. And there's also showers and bathrooms in both locations. The playground equipment is very modern. Steel, not the splintery wood. And they do have like a bounce pillow, but that was deflated while we were here due to the COVID. They also have a little putt-putt golf course, but again, this has not been used recently this year because of the COVID-19 restrictions. Also for the kids, they have these tube slides here that they can slide down, 3 of them. And then they walk back up here and do it again. There's also a nice deck for the parents to sit there and watch them. These look like lots of fun. There's this big field at the base of the slides. Looks like they might have room to expand. Behind the registration house they have 2 pools, one for normal depths. This one goes up to 9 feet, and the other one for very shallow, 3 feet. There is a game room here, but it was closed due to the COVID. There's also a dog park in the back. Checking out the dog park, no leashes required. We were just talking about the little dogs. They have pens for little dogs here too. They have the Department of Corruption Hard Times cocktail bus for adults and under 21 beverages. They also have this pavilion near the back of the campground where you can sit and have parties, I assume. So the first night we were here, they were actually showing a movie in here. I won't tell you which movie that was, but the main character that the story revolved around was a rat. They have horseshoes and shuffleboard and volleyball available for use. Looks like they're doing some construction on these few sites here. There are a few seasonal sites here, but not as many as I have seen in other parks. This is probably a lot of come and go right here in this campground. So the other thing to keep into consideration is that how humid it is here. You are close to the water, so you get a high humidity. But that's the way it is in southeastern Connecticut in the summer like this. Also, there was a lot of dew in the mornings, so make sure you keep your camping equipment under your awning to keep your chairs and stuff from getting wet the night before. Would we come back here again? Yeah, we would. It's a nice campground, it's a nice resort. We came down just for a family visit anyways. That was the main reason we came, and so yeah, we'll probably stay here again. So that's it. I hope you liked this review. If you did, smash down on that thumbs up, give us a like. Also, click the notification bell if you want to know when we drop a video. And if you'd please subscribe to our channel, we'd really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and until next time, we'll see you on the streets.